Thank you, comrades, for a warm welcome to Tunis in Tunisia. Perhaps let's start with the proper way of conducting such a session. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea! Palestine to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! Palestine to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Thank you, comrades. I name is Moses Veli Levande. I'm the chief of Mvezo Traditional Council. I'm here as one of 10 activists that have come from South Africa to join the global Sumud flotilla. Just like many of you that have left your beloved countries and come to be here on the call of the global Sumud flotilla. We have set our goal clear to break the 18-year-old blockade and end the siege on Gaza. We therefore want to thank first and foremost the leadership of the global Sumud flotilla for putting this together. Let us give them a round of applause. This has been an ongoing campaign of which some of us, with yourselves, have met in various platforms. But I'm proud to have been part of the Freedom Flotilla in Turkey, in Istanbul, when we were denied an opportunity to sail by the port authorities in Turkey, which eventually withdrew our Guinea-Bissau flag. We then joined together with many of you in the global march to Gaza, where we brought over 4,000 activists from 80 countries to come to Cairo. And I've seen some of you that were stopped at the first checkpoint, some of you, like myself, that were stopped at the second checkpoint. We were denied an opportunity to get to Rafah border crossing and to ensure that humanitarian aid that was much needed by our comrades, brothers and sisters in Gaza was able to get there. We now were certain that even the Sumud convoy that ran here in the Maghreb region from Algeria, Tunisia into Libya was also denied an opportunity of getting to Egypt. Comrades and friends, these three entities have come together in putting this global Sumud flotilla. As we have seen by land and by air, we have been prevented to get to our Palestinian brothers. We have now embarked on ensuring that we get to Gaza through multiple ships, which we are proud to announce that there's over 40 ships that have come on board with 44 countries that are in support of this initiative. We can give that a round of applause. But for me, what is important this afternoon is really to talk about mass mobilization. Because we as South Africans, from our own struggle for liberation, can share the experiences that we have had that enabled us, through your support, to be able to be free and attain our freedom in our lifetime. My grandfather, His Excellency President Nélson Mandela, presented two options to us during our struggle for liberation. He said, we can submit to occupation or resist. We chose the latter, picked up arms, joined his army Mkhonto wesizwe, the spear of the nation, and fought to liberate ourselves. It is enshrined in international law, and therefore the Palestinians have embarked on that. But our mission as activists around the globe is to first and foremost call for unity amongst Palestinians, for them to fully mobilize Palestinians internally in Gaza and occupied territories to work together to support the initiatives that they embark on in ensuring that they too can attain their liberation in their lifetime. But what is also important, which we learned from our own experience, has been the South Africans that were living in exile became a shining beacon of hope for us, because many of those that were in exile became our ambassadors and spoke about the atrocities that our people were experiencing internally in South Africa. Their own struggle, each and every video footage, atrocities that are being meted out against their Palestinian brothers and sisters in Gaza and occupied territories, they must be the first to receive and distribute and share across the globe. We have seen them come full around in ensuring that they participate, because through the electronic intifada, we have been able to flood social media, and this is why you and I, in every major city across the globe, we are seeing protests and marches. Therefore, we can give them a round of applause for that work. But also a lesson drawn from our experience was how we were able to utilize the frontline states in the SADC region, which are some of the poorest countries. And they came in full support of our struggle for liberation, because they understood fully well the consequences of that they would be the next victims. You have seen how apartheid South Africa infiltrated the then Rhodesia, Southwest Africa, which is Namibia today. They went as far as Angola, and with the assistance of the Cubans, were able to be defeated at the Battle of Quito Valley. We therefore, comrades and friends, want to send a strong message to the Arab League of Nations and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. They have failed the Palestinians. Yet, you and I are rising. We as humanitarian activists are rising. The global Sumud flotilla has risen. We will not fail Palestinians in Gaza and occupied territories in Palestine. We therefore count on each and every one of you seated here. It is not important to be on the boat. The mission is simple: to get humanitarian aid into Gaza and ensure that the much needed aid reaches its intended beneficiaries. Therefore, we ask of you to utilize your mobile phones, your social media, any form of electronic intifada to get the message out to your families, to your communities, to your towns, cities, and countries, and ensure that you mobilize your communities. We gained this experience in South Africa through the anti-apartheid movement that embraced our struggle, turned against their own governments to be our voice in the corridors of power. You would remember that Margaret Thatcher and her administration, Ronald Reagan and his administration supported apartheid South Africa to the hilt. Yet, ordinary citizens, men and women in the United Kingdom and across Europe, across America, supported our cause. And you may think that this is not effective, it will not go anywhere. But I want to share a story about a young woman, 21-year-old Mary Manning from Ireland. Anyone from Ireland here? The Irish will know Mary Manning and her 12 co-workers from Dunstore in Dublin, who refused to handle a grapefruit in their stores coming from apartheid South Africa. They didn't know at the time what the impact of such a small gesture will become. This became a global campaign to boycott, divest, and sanction on apartheid South Africa. We therefore are calling on each and every one of you to be the Mary Mannings of Gaza today and ensure that you carry the Palestinian message far and wide. In mass mobilization, we have to focus on members of parliament, on governments, and ensure that they support the Palestinian cause and they put the Palestinian struggle high on their agenda. If we do not find any joy, we then turn to our communities, our towns and cities, and mobilize them to support the cause. But also, comrades and friends, we need to look at institutions that represent such structures, such as the United Nations, the African Union, BRICS, family of countries, and ensure that the Palestinian struggle is high on the agenda. We, as South Africans, can never forget the role that was played by Algeria in our struggle for liberation. None of us can forget the words uttered by Comrade President Goma Dieng at the United Nations when he declared apartheid a crime against humanity. We therefore need to find such countries that pledge their solidarity with Palestine and ensure that we exert pressure on them. As a South African, I am proud to have a government and our President, His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa, who has been able, with his cabinet, the former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Naledi Pandor, and Ronald Lamola, were able to take apartheid Israel to the International Court of Justice and the International Criminal Court. And as much as we applaud this, we as South Africans understand very well that our work is far from over. When Colombia withdrew its call from getting to apartheid Israel, South Africa has become the #1 seller and supplier of coal to apartheid Israel. And this is why, therefore, comrades, I say, our work is far from over. In the words of my grandfather, President Nelson's said that as long as there is one single human being suffering in the world, our work is far from over. We therefore want to thank all of you for having taken time to leave your families, your children, husbands and wives, to come and be here and give a selfless commitment to our Palestinian brothers and sisters, to say that you are not alone. We will crisscross the global community and mobilize to ensure that just like we as South Africans were able to attain our freedom in our lifetime with your support, the Palestinians will realize their freedom in their lifetime. Let me conclude, comrades, and say that in a few days, as it has been said, that our comrades that have left Barcelona on the 31st of August to join us here in Tunisia will be arriving, with the first boat arriving tomorrow and others in the next couple of days. We are still hoping to sail on Sunday, the 7th of September. But do please exercise patience. Many of us left our countries to go to Istanbul to join the Freedom Flotilla. It was supposed to be within 3-5 days we were meant to depart and set sail. We were frustrated by the port authorities and stayed more than 3 weeks in Istanbul. So we need to exercise patience and respect our leadership in the global support flotilla to take the best decisions in our interest and ensure that we are all able to sail smoothly on Sunday. I therefore want to thank the leadership of the global support flotilla for having brought us here today and look forward to the training that we are going to have today, first aid training, and wish you well in the next couple of days. Please utilize this day and the next coming days to network, to exchange information, so that if we don't gather here in Tunisia, we gather somewhere else in the world. The resistance continues. I thank you.